अऊज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Today I am presenting 53rd lecture under the serial program Allah, Quran and Insan. Interested friends can visit ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel to watch previous videos or read their papers on the website. In the last session, we discussed the research topic Quran for well-being of the humanity. Today, we will discuss the research topic Quran for peace and order. Dear friends, the man's creation was a unique experience in the history of the universe. Allah appointed the man his vicegerent on the earth, and to authenticate his superiority among other creatures, Allah commanded the angels, the other most venerated creature, most respected creature, to prostrate to the man at his creation. Trust of the vicegerency was honored to the man along with a free will. He was accorded intellect and consciousness so that he could know what is good and what is bad in terms of his role as vicegerent. Thus, the man was given discretion to opt for good or bad according to his own will, own choice, but he was told consequences of the both. This process of vicegerency brought forth three major challenges to the man. Firstly, he was to pursue the will of Allah revealed in the divine message in managing the affairs of the earth, whereupon he was appointed the vicegerent. Secondly, Allah has created the man on his own nature, which ensures well-being. Allah's nature ensures well-being, peace, order, justice, sustainability, and progress of the whole universe. Thus, the man is desired to adopt Allah's nature and emulate his attributes. Thirdly, at his creation, at man's creation, the man was blamed by the angels that the man would cause corruption and shed blood on the earth, which was rejected by Allah. And it was asserted that the man would submit to Allah's will and his sovereignty and establish justice, order, and common good for the humanity to seek Allah's blessing in this world and for the hereafter too. To enable him perform the role of vicegerent most competently and effectively, he was equipped with wonderful faculties of his self and huge command over the resources of the universe. In view of assignment of the vicegerency, we have previously defined the purpose of man's creation, which is to establish a just, peaceful, and growing society materially as well as intellectually, ensuring complete submission to Allah's will and well-being of humanity. The purpose was further elaborated in 4 dimensions, which are to ensure complete submission to Allah's will, 2. To remain engaged for the growth of material and intellectual resources in line with the laws of nature. 3. To endeavor for well-being of the humanity. Number 4. To establish peace and order in the society, employing Quranic tenets of justice and common good for the prosperity and freedom of the individuals and of the community as well. Thus, establishing peace and order in the society is an undeniable essentiality of a Muslim to accomplish the purpose of his creation. As discussed in the last session, well-being of humanity comprises of amilus salihat or good deeds aimed to serve the cause of Allah, which may broadly be classified as 3 constituents of well-being, namely peace, prosperity, and freedom. They together establish the well-being of the humanity and then sustain it as well. Though each of these 3 constituents is important in its own right and underwrites each other's existence, yet empirically, historically, peace gets precedence over prosperity and freedom. History of the world has witnessed this fact that chaotic conditions are social disorder, ruin, destroy economic growth of the respective society and personal freedoms and security of its members, of its citizens. When the angels raised doubts against the man at his creation, that he would create chaos or disorder on the earth, probably they could comprehend the consequences of chaotic conditions on prosperity and freedom. Note the words of the angels revealed in Ayat 30 of Surah Baqarah. They said, angels said, "Will you place upon it one who causes corruption therein and sheds blood?" Angels are questioning the Almighty Allah. For that reason, the Quran has repeatedly revealed Allah's will that the man should establish peace, justice, order, and socio-economic equity in the society. In terms of Ayat 177 of Surah Baqarah, social obligations ensuring justice, order, socio-economic equity have been made integral part of faith to achieve the status of righteousness. Justice, order, socio-economic equity and balance, if well entrenched in a society, they underwrite its peace. Personal freedoms and protection of basic human rights can be guaranteed only with their positive interplay of peace, prosperity, and freedom. Peace, prosperity, and freedom, just equity and order. Let us have a look on the screen to see the place of peace as constituent of the well-being of the humanity and 4 essential determinants of peace. Please have a look on it. Dear friends, the Quran has given great emphasis on each of the 4 determinants of peace, sometimes separately and sometimes combining them in view of specific situations. Some of the Quranic references are given in the table shown on the screen for your convenience. They highlight the importance of peace and its determinants. Please have a look on it. Surah Al-Hadid in its ayat 25 reveals that Allah sent His messengers, prophets, with clear evidences which could prove their legitimacy. One, evidences. Two, the divine books, and the balance are criterion. The objective was that the system of collective well-being could be established to get the society free from all kinds of injustice, exploitations, and unfair practices. The Islamic society must establish balance and equity in all spheres of collective life so that every individual could find his rights equitably and could feel urge to fulfill his obligations to the society. Thus, a socio-economic equilibrium could be established. The prophets were assigned to establish justice, equilibrium, or balance at individual as well as collective level. They wanted to establish justice in the personal life of each individual so as to inculcate sense of justice and equilibrium in his mind and conduct. They were also assigned to establish justice in the systems of human society so that both the individual and the society could work together in their pursuit of spiritual, moral, and material well-being instead of creating obstacles in each other's efforts. Likewise, Surah Ar-Rahman describes the significance of justice, order, and balance among the individuals for the sustainability of the system in an impressive manner. The man has been clearly informed that the universe is sustaining on balance and justice. The laws of nature have also been designed on the principles of justice and balance. Therefore, the man and his social fabric too cannot sustain without justice. Allah has established entire system of the universe on justice and harmony, where a small stir can disturb its balance. Likewise, a small injustice in the society can destroy the whole peace of the society. Ayat 77 of Surah Al-Qasas reveals a comprehensive framework for a balanced life to reach the status of righteousness in the words. But seek through that which Allah has given you, the home of the hereafter. And yet don't forget your share of the world. And do good as Allah has done good to you. And desire not corruption in the land. Indeed, Allah does not like corrupters. This ayat lays down 4 principles for seeking a successful life here and salvation in the hereafter. Firstly, earning the worldly wealth is encouraged, encouraged, not prohibited, but it should be earned through just means, honest means, and spent in a decent and benevolent manner, pursuing Allah's gratification for some good reward in the hereafter. Focus on each word. Secondly, the man is advised to spend a livelier life balancing the worldly engagements and ibadat. Thirdly, Allah has desired from the man to do good to the humanity as Allah has done good to him. Fourthly, Allah has made obligatory, compulsory, mandatory for the man to establish peace in the world. In the economic context, individual interest is recognized for operational efficiency, while historically it has been the major cause of concentration of wealth and political power in a few hands, causing socio-economic disequilibrium, social injustice, and consequential political fallouts and breakups. Quranic teachings have devised a set of assured measures to protect and promote socio-economic equity by diluting concentration of wealth, minimizing economic disparity among various segments of society, ensuring social justice and promoting the well-being of the people. Quranic teachings reject all instances of injustice and abuses of power or authority to promote a just, peaceful, and prosperous society. Thus, the collective interest of the society is well protected without dampening, spoiling the individual incentive, which is an essential mover for operational efficiency. Zakat, as an obligatory payment by the wealthier class to the poor class, is a very strong tool to dilute concentration of wealth in a Muslim society. Besides that, the charity and spending on the needy people have been equated with the faith in the Quran. Study ayat 177 of Surah Baqarah. Moreover, there is no upper limit to charity. You can donate 25% of your wealth or 90% of your wealth. There is no restriction. But ideal position is to give away in charity whatsoever is in excess of one's need. This was the tradition of our Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For charity, there is no distinction of religion or creed even. When Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He is not a Muslim who eats his fill when his neighbor is hungry." Neighbor could be a Muslim or non-Muslim. No distinction was made. In a society where the wealthier segment of society is so much concerned about the poor segment, internal cohesion and peace of the society may be established as a logical gain. Thus, internal unity, justice, and collective interests are the fundamental prerequisites for peace, prosperity, and freedom in a society, which are necessitated under 4 sets of Quranic teachings. 1. Allah has created the man on his own nature, on Allah's nature, and it has been desired that he should adopt Allah's nature or his attributes which ensure order, justice, benevolence, sustainability, and progress of the whole universe. Number 2, our tiny planet is part of the universe, which sustains on a system based on internal cohesion, order, balance, and collective mode. Thus, it requires the same discipline down the line for its sustainability and progress. 3. Personality of the man was conceived as vicegerent of Allah to imitate Allah's acts of progression and common good on the earth. And 4. Defying the apprehensions of Iblis, the man is to prove his submission to the will of Allah and commitment to justice, order, and common good for humanity. Allah judges a man, evaluates a man in totality. His whole life, physical and spiritual both, is under watch as a unit. The man himself too finds true and durable happiness in a balanced achievement of physical and spiritual aspects of his life. If someone amasses, collects a lot of worldly wealth against the persuasions of his soul, he may be temporarily happy for that wealth, but his inner self will keep him pricking due to his depressed soul. A man's soul is delighted, feel happy when he submits to the will of Allah and enjoys his worldly life, taking due care of the collective interest of his community. Thus, such approach to life promotes socio-economic equilibrium in the society, bringing social cohesion and stability. It addresses class hatred and poverty-based social risks. Again, listen, it's very important. It addresses class hatred. Socio-economic equilibrium addresses class hatred and poverty-based social risks. Social peace and order require redress of economic inequalities and deprivations. If the affluent classes desire to have social peace and freedom from class hatred and social risk caused by extreme economic disequilibrium, they will have to taper the extremes of wealth by adopting measures to dilute concentration of wealth. They are to swap some of their wealth for social peace and stability. Thus, the Quranic philosophy of prosperity takes care of human needs in totality. It gives integrated solution of social justice, peace, prosperity, and freedom from fears and social evils. This integrated solution accomplishes the grand purpose of man's creation by submitting to Allah's will and collective well-being of humanity. Thus, it opens the doors of success in this world and salvation in the hereafter. Dear friends, with this, we conclude our discussion today. These programs can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 1A R13. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you friends for your participation. Allah Hafiz.